welcome to another Culture Foolishness. This is the prediction episode for 2025, Miss Cleo edition. I am Creed of Exodus Studios, ArchitectsMars.com, and my co-host Eon.
Coach, Tamara Simone, your favorite life coach's favorite life coach. If you don't know, now you know.
There it is. So, got the wine. We're ready to talk about the upcoming year. This is pre-2025 for us, but by the time you see this, we will have already dropped the ball and all of that good stuff. So we are two things. Obviously, predictions and what's gonna happen for 2025. But before we got into all of that, I wanted to talk about what the coach and I have planned for 2025. Anything that you have that you want to share with our listeners and viewers?
I don't really know. Because I'm just going to keep doing my thug fizzle and just keep growing and striving to be a better version of myself than I was the day before, taking it day by day, getting those atomic habits popping. And yeah, that's all I'm willing to share right now because as the prophet Kendrick says, sometimes you gotta pop out and show niggas.
That is
Sometimes you
true.
can't talk about it because
Hmm.
when you talk about it and then you don't do it, it's like, look at this old felon ass nigga. Sometimes you just have to let the action show what it is.
That is true.
Um, so it's just more to come. If a gangster's face start getting slimmer throughout the episodes, then just be very happy for me and know that it's not Ozempic because that's just not where my spirit leads me. So that's all I have. And you,
Well,
what's going what's what can we look forward to from Exit Studios and Architects of Mars?
before I get into all of that, I wanted to say, you are dope because I feel like you are a very self-motivating person. So what you just said, a lot of people almost need to say, I'm gonna do X, Y, and Z to put the pressure on themselves to actually do it because they did put it out in the air and now people is like expecting something to happen. So I know for me, I kind of have to do that sometimes because I take forever because I be want shit to be perfect all the time. So sometimes I just like, you know what? Let me say what it is, and now the eyes on me, and that put pressure on me, and then I put it out because I don't
Well,
want to
shouts
be a
out to the
liar.
self-awareness.
Oh, I
Nothing wrong with
mean,
being self-aware.
yeah, everybody got to do shit based on the way they move. Like I know how I am, so I just,
But a lot of people don't
accordingly.
know, or at least they're not honest with who they are. So
Hmm.
they think that they can like me pop out and show niggas, and that's just not how they set up. Now
Hmm.
we know, and you know more than the masses, that I will literally just not say anything and just do something, and you'll be like, when were you even preparing for this?
Yep.
That's just
Yep. 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 And I mean, I have a lot of those too, but sometimes like bigger things, I kind of have to like create that anticipation even for
yeah.
myself because it's almost like now that I put out there now I need to show and prove, and that puts the fire under my butt a little bit more, which I need at times. But some things I don't talk about and they still get accomplished, and we pop out and show niggas as we have been saying, which I feel like is the theme of 2025 is that just popping out and showing people what it is.
We
So
are in a very the time that we are in is very pop out and show niggas. It's
mhm,
like if you notice, we get a lot of sudden news. It's not really
yes,
stuff that leads up to like
no,
it's
it's
not
just like
there. There's much less anticipation
hmm
nowadays, and I feel like that's definitely going to carry over into 2025 from an anticipation standpoint. I mean, it's
hmm
lack of opposite of anticipation. We just don't do that like we used to. Like remember back when um like somebody your favorite rapper or whoever was like, "Oh, I'm about to drop this project on such and such date," and you just like, "Oh,
right now I think
countdown it." Now is you wake up and be like, "Oh shit, they did that. That's
yeah,
what's
and that
up."
I think that came from Beyonce and
Oh, it
other
absolutely came from
artists
Beyonce.
just doing these surprise drops. But just to not gloss over the other part of just this conversation, I did have a few things to announce for 2025
Yes,
for Exodus
indeed.
Studios and Architects of Mars. So for Architects of Mars, just continuing the Architects Evolve collection. Cut and Soul pieces are coming out this year. Um, the comic art part of the capsule will be coming out this year. A lot of cool stuff. I don't even want to give everything away, but that's just kind of giving you like a little tasty taste, and from that, a lot of other things will come. For Exodus Studios, we have obviously more video projects and collaborating with different artists, and also a line of artwork, canvas artwork based on pop culture. More details on that to come, but just to give y'all a little tasty taste. But yeah, we got some stuff.
All right. We will, as Glorilla say, let him cook.
So, with
Well,
that being said,
yeah, so Cat Williams couldn't join us, but but um
a lot of the
let's
things that
see.
he talked about at the beginning of 2024 definitely came to fruition as far as people getting their comeuppance and karma finally,
Well, he
tapping
said
that
that
ass.
he one of the primary things he said from the infamous Shannon Sharp interview was that 2024 will be the year of truth.
Huh.
And I mean clearly it was.
hmm
I think that 2025 is going to be a year of reset.
I think so. It's definitely gonna be that. I also think it's gonna be some fallout from things that happened in this year, especially with Trump. Because to go back to what you were saying, the year of truth. One thing we learned about America with Trump winning a second time, in spite of really being awful the first time, um, America does not trust women to run this country, even though they on paper could be 100 times more qualified than a man. And also, um, the Democratic Party underestimates the conservative values of minorities a ton, because they lost largely because of that aspect, not even the fact that it was a woman running. I feel like they lost because black people, Latinos, Indian, like all these minorities that you think all of them just fall under this liberal thing, like they're not though. They're super
But I
not.
mean, like, we also saw the numbers, how well we trust them is up to us. But, like, the majority of Black people did vote Democrat as they've been doing forever. So the whole, like, I don't want the conversation to continue with this whole Trump won because Black people. No, no,
No, I think it
no.
was a
And,
collective.
well, the vast majority of people who voted for Trump were the same people who you're trying to kick out, plus white people. But um that, and it's interesting that you said that about the country not trusting a woman to run things in X, Y, and Z because women, especially Black women like myself, who identify as Black every day, um, we've known this forever. Now, if men or just, the masses as a whole hadn't figured that out, then yes, this taught them. But women have known forever that we have to be twice as good and we still may not get a chance. And if we do, then we'll get paid less than our counterparts, even though we're more qualified than our counterparts to do. We've no, because we experience that every single day. We have to fight for everything that we do and that we achieve. And even when we do fight for it, then there's still compromise that takes place. And then there's a man somewhere saying, well, you should have fought harder. Like the woman struggle continue, and that's going to continue. Let's just keep it a thou wow.
Yeah,
That's going to
yeah.
continue in 2025.
I
Um,
mean, shoot,
so
beyond until a lot of
yeah,
things
right. That's why I'm
change. A lot of
like,
things have to change for it to be a shift in the patriarchal society that it is. And I don't think the answer is it to shift to one or the other. I think the answer has always been a collaboration of both. It shouldn't be patriarchal or matriarchal. It should be both. It should be a collaboration of both in a real way instead of it always being this I have to be the supreme leader over you. Obviously, we both have attributes that um contribute to figuring out situations. If you team up those things together, you will have a much better outcome than trying to go about it alone. But I don't be saying nothing. I don't be knowing nothing.
I think what it is that from a nation standpoint, then I think that honestly, in this lifetime, I think it's unrealistic to expect a collaborative effort from a nationwide standpoint. Now,
Individuals have been doing
from
it
an
forever.
individual
Yeah.
standpoint, then we figured it out. Like, you know what, for certain people in their household and their situation, then it just makes more sense for the man to be at home with the kids because what their skill set is provides a lower income than that of the woman. Or, you know, they work together and they literally just run the business side by side. That doesn't work for everyone. And then some is like, well, we both work and we both figure this out. And it just is what it is. And there's no real gender roles. We both contribute with the bills. We both contribute with the household chores. We both contribute with taking care of the parents and the kids. And there's no good cop, bad cop. It just depends on who's there and who's about to distribute that work or who's about to reward the kid or whatever. I think that from an individual standpoint, we as a society have figured out like, no, this works best for my household. No, this works better for my household. But from a nation standpoint, there's still this thing of this is what it should be. This is what the representation of our nation should look like. Even JoJo, your boy Sleepy Joe, was like, he came out, he released something saying that had he stayed in the race, he thinks he would have won. And
Sir, you was
it's like
losing so bad. Like it might have been a tiny bit closer only from them dudes that was so, not want willing to vote for a woman, but he would have
the
lost.
only
Like I
the
don't
only thing
think
that would have helped him, no, for sure, but the only thing that would have helped him is that it wouldn't have been all that ratchetness on the campaign trail because
yeah,
it
he
wouldn't have
wouldn't have
made
did
sense for
that.
him.
Yeah, he wouldn't have did all that bullshit, no. Cause that
Correct.
really hurt her more than she realizes. I'm sure now she does, but
Oh, she realized it now. Look, getting Beyonce to say something with her mute self, that cost her campaign so much money
mm, mm,
and still lost. That's crazy work.
that's
Beyonce only
crazy.
say something when she's singing. The only reason why you know what her voice sound like is from when she did the Fighting Temptations and Karma, a hip opera.
Oh, and gold member.
Yes. Other than that, then we don't really know her talking voice like that.
Mm-mm. Just saying. Just saying.
Yeah, yeah, yes, indeed. Um,
What else happened in 2024? Obviously the Kendrick and Drake dramatics. That we will
so from a
still
hip hop
be.
standpoint, yeah, what do we think that that's gonna look like from a hip hop standpoint in 2025?
Oh, well, the I guess aftershocks of this is still gonna be felt in the beginning of the year because he definitely gonna be doing Not Like Us at the Super Bowl, so that's about to hurt for Drakey Poo.
Uh,
I just don't see how he gonna bounce back from this. Like I'm not even I'm very much looking at this as a pure like fan of hip hop as a whole, not a fan of either one of these artists. So I'm observing it kind of indifferently, and I just man, I don't know if it's a song that good for him to come back from this. Like this is like it's just atomically bad for somebody's career. This is tough because like
um,
even when you look at Jay-Z versus Nas with the Ether, like he did one song, it was a slap. It played in some clubs. I ain't gonna act like I ain't hear Ether out because it did in Chicago, especially y'all, instigating thug asses. Of course, Ether was playing the club in Chicago, but
he called him a tabo hoe. Like,
right. But it blew over. Jay kept pumping out dope ass albums, and so did Nas. Like that actually got Nas back on the right track because he was kind of faltering before that beef.
I think that my prediction is, and it has a few variables to it. My
Hmm.
prediction is that um if the lawsuit kind of diminishes, fades away, like if it kind of dives out by the end of Q1, look how specific I'm getting. If it dies out by the end of Q1 and Drake chills for a while and then drops something a little later in the year, maybe end of summer, because if we're going to keep it a buck, it's been about 15 years, 14 to 15 years. We've never not had a Drake summer smash
Mm.
in 15 years, 14 to 15
Mm.
years roughly. So
Well, besides
if
this
the,
summer.
yes, yes. So we'll say let's just say 13 to be safe.
Hmm. Hmm.
Because I'm thinking like '09 or something like that.
Hmm.
So if if the lawsuit thing chills out and I mean, but it gotta be it has to be like, oh man, what's the joint? Um, Kiki, do you love me? Are you
Hmm.
riding? Well, it has to be like that neighborhood of but that was an accidental smash. He didn't expect that
Hmm.
song to go crazy like that. It only
Say
went crazy
like
because of the dance.
hotline bling type of vibe,
No,
fucking
controller. It has to be.
controller.
It
Yeah.
has to be one dance controller
Yeah.
type of
Cause
big.
that's gonna like
That's gonna
make
transform. That's
yeah,
different genres.
cause girls gonna go hard for that type of
And let's
vibe,
be
and dudes is
clear.
gonna follow. They not gonna
They
keep dissing.
following the ass. Y'all will always follow the ass, especially when it
Hmm.
jiggles. They don't really follow the flat ones. But unless they don't have nowhere to stay. But um the thing is, if he do something for the ladies, for real, then
He'll
yeah.
get back. He'll get back. 'Cause
Because
girls ain't stopped playing his music. Like he's still
I know
streaming
I saw the
heavy and
hill
all
haven't.
that. So no, he could get back. He
If he
everything you're
focuses on the
saying,
ladies, he can get back.
yes, everything you're saying is true. I I just feel like
And now if Kendrick do something for the ladies, but I don't know what that looks like.
because his stuff for the ladies is very still stuff that dudes will like, number one,
Yep.
like really will like, not just kind of like the some of the stuff that Drake do for women, dudes genuinely actually don't like, and y'all super fuck with it, and we just kind of be like, all right, I guess, but um dude, um I don't really
That's what I'm
see
saying.
him
Like it,
coming with something like that.
but Drake does this. So if he just tap back into
Yeah,
that
I
and
think he
leave
gonna
this
just go
alone,
on the lab. Yeah, because this you
then
lost. Just go
that's
on and
and
go
you just
back to
gotta
the
hold that
lab. Hold
L,
that
man.
L, bro. We
So
like
I
Drake
think
with the
but
melodies, man. Just go back to that, and
give
he'll
us
even leave you alone.
look, give us fall for your type. Give us give us
Mhm.
that. Like give us Aubrey, you know.
But I do like. I'm not gonna say the talking tough songs, but he got some fun,
Oh no.
aggressive songs though that I also enjoy. So I don't
Knife
want
talk
him
is
to.
crazy.
Right.
I
So
like knife talk.
I don't
Also, where
want
you get a knife from?
Duh. I don't want that to completely go away because he's scared to, you know, wake Kendrick up to come back and
But
like
like
it should never be that. Like it should
but
be
like
over
still
with now.
like do some random time in some random city. Like I like 4 p.m. in Calabasas. I like
Like
6
that's
a.m. in New
hard.
York.
Yeah,
I
I
like
like the
5
one
a.m.
in
in
Charlotte.
Toronto.
The 8
Like,
was it 8
yes,
a.m. in Charlotte or something. That was
probably.
hard. Yeah.
Like, I don't know, give us 1 p.m. in Miami. Like, or 11 p.m., whichever one you prefer, Aubrey. Like, just give us something, like give us what you've been giving us for a while, and like
Show a little bit of growth because I feel like people have already been asking for that. And after this gut punch you done just got, I feel like you kind of have to now. Like, if you don't
because
show some growth, even be able to address this situation in some type of introspective way, like, I don't know,
because
man.
no, because you make a good point, because with Scorpion,
Hmm.
that happened around the time that was coming off of the beef with Pusha T, and
Hmm.
that was around the time where the whole he got a son thing was exposed and confirmed, and he spoke a little to that on that project, which I love Scorpion. I don't people give it a lot of flack for it to be a double album, and the only song I can't stand off of it is Ratchet Happy Birthday. So I think that either A, yes, show growth, because I as a fan have been wanting growth. And if you're not gonna do that, you better do another collab joint, like
Hmm.
cause you wasn't growing on the joint with 21 Savage,
But
but
that
that
shit was
shit slap,
smacking.
slap,
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 slappity,
slap.
slappington.
So maybe give us something with the baby. I mean, not the baby. No, not him. That nigga still ain't.
Mm-mm,
No,
no,
little
no, no,
baby,
no.
little baby. Give us something with look. Do a collab joint with little
No, the
baby.
baby. No, the baby. You just there's two people that's on the outskirts do not get
Yeah,
with
no.
him, and you need
Give
somebody to
us
bring you back in.
give us a joint project with little baby, and I won't be mad at you if you don't evolve. So yeah, that's my prediction as it pertains to that. Um, Something else that I want to kind of delve into, switching gears just a smidge. Denzel is, for one, happy belated birthday, because the icon
Yes,
just turned
sir.
70, and he has basically he told us that he got about 5 left in him. He got 5 on it, is what he told us, and he already gave us one with the Gladiator 2, so it's 4 left, and then he up out of here. I'm thinking probably like 2 of them gonna drop this year,
Hmm.
um and then he just gonna get his TD Jakes on, and I feel like he's gonna be kind of doing it off on the side anyway, because he's gotten baptized as a minister.
Yeah, that's interesting. And honestly, if he decided to pivot into that in this later part of his life, I mean, the fan base he's amassed over the years, they gonna be. I mean, it's just like the Della Reese had a church. She had a church
I still can't
under
believe. Go ahead.
Christ Universal Temple. She was affiliated with Johnny Coleman.
I still can't believe that George Foreman has a church.
That's crazy, but that was the whole reason he came back from retirement is to get the money for that. That was the point. It wasn't just
And he
I
did it.
miss boxing. Oh, did he beating young dudes' asses? Man, George Foreman.
Shouts out
Man,
to George Foreman.
shout out
Uh,
to George Foreman.
we look, we right here in Houston with it. We gonna go one day. I gotta Google where it's at. Let's see. Who else? Al Green. I thought that nigga was dead. I'm
Oh,
so sorry.
he got a church. Yeah, he got a church.
Man, I thought it was him and Marvin Gaye was out of there. Meanwhile, he just got a grit stain in a church somewhere. Them grits hit him and he turned his life over to the Lord. And I get it, you know? I get it. I've tasted the grits when they too hot, and I'm like, oh Jesus. So
He
I get how the contact would just make you just give it to God for real,
he
for real.
he been doing ministry for quite a while too, because he been doing
Yeah.
gospel music since like the 80s, like late 70s, 80s. Like he kind of pivoted to that. Think he popped back into some secular music here and there, or he might have did some shows. Obviously, you're gonna get
He
paid
was
for
on New
them
York
hits.
Undercover.
Yeah, you're gonna get paid for them hits, so he ain't about to, he
Yeah.
trying to build a church. He ain't about to turn no money down. That was God trying to get you away.
Do you see any of our icons just popping out just on some why not and just having them a little moment in 2025? Because I can
Oh,
think of two. I
hmm.
can think of two that might do it.
Who do you think?
Ron Isley and or Charlie Wilson.
Well, Charlie Wilson consistently is in the conversation. He pretty much have a song every other year since he been older. But Ron Isley been kind of laying low. Obviously, one of his favorite contemporary younger collaborators, excuse me, is
Robert.
currently in prison. So he might have to get with somebody else. Hopefully
He,
Babyface or somebody will call him up, or one of
man,
these,
I could see him
younger
collabing with
cats.
October London.
That would be sick. But I'm more so thinking from a production standpoint because October London is a singer too. I'm thinking like what younger producer could kind of get his sound because his voice is timeless. He just need the right beats because R. Kelly proved that. Like as soon as he's oh, this Ron, here's some new beats. Go. Like that was easy.
Um, Warren Campbell can do
Hmm.
it because he can literally do any genre. He could do gospel, he could do pop, he can do R&B, he could do hip hop. He's literally done it all
Well,
already.
put me on. Who was Warren Campbell? Well, I
That
probably
is
heard their stuff and didn't know their name.
yes, so Erica Campbell from Mary Mary,
Uh-huh.
that's her husband. He
Oh,
produced most of
Mary,
their
Mary.
hits.
Okay.
And yes, he's done a multitude of things. Again, like I said, a lot of things that you probably didn't know was him. Or Rodney Jerkins, he could cook.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
That's
He's
a
a
good one.
dog. He's a dog. He's still super dope. What else? What else? Music wise, just to pivot a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like Afrobeat is gonna continue to gain some foothold because I feel like 2024 was a humongous year for Afrobeat with Tyler and Burna Boy and all these
Mm-hmm.
different people having a Wiz Kid. Oh my God, he been killing it. Like um Afrobeat, I feel like the way they have combined the pop elements of current music with their stuff much more organically, it's just gonna keep growing. Cause hip hop, love it so much, but it keeps losing market share because the artists that the labels want to put in the forefront are pretty much ignorant and not really giving substance like what the fan base really want as a whole, not just people of a certain age. Like older people who listen to hip hop don't want to listen to no nonsense. They want to hear something with some substance.
Absolutely.
We got a lot of stuff for next year on the TV front and movies and some big movies and TV stuff coming out for next year. What are you most excited about?
I never knew how much I miss 50 Cent having some type of show on the air until I'm sitting here in a drought, dehydrated. So I'll take BMF with Lil Meech doing these crazy karate kicks and fighting people every episode. Give me something, Curtis. Give me something.
His karate looked like a 70s blaxploitation movie where the foot don't even connect and you can see it don't connect. It's so
It
bad.
looked
Bless
like
his heart.
that scene after he did it, it looked like he said sucker. Like it's just all bad. All bad, but I will take it. So fifth, I know you launched a network and everything like that, and you're doing your thing. We need shows from you. Issa, I'm looking forward to the movie that's coming out with SZA and everything like that. That looks like that'll be great.
Hmm.
I need a show
Yeah, I do
because we
need the
know that
show
you
back from
look
her.
right. We don't have rap shit no more. We know that there's as much as we want another insecure, it's not y'all just super tight and kick it all the time, which is beautiful. I we need a show. Issa, we need a show.
You know what I
Um,
would like to see from her since like Insecure was obviously more female centric. It would be cool if she collab with a male writer or director and made like a male version, almost like a combination of Insecure and Entourage type of
I'm
vibe.
scared
That
of
would be
that
dope.
because the Lawrence Hive was worse than Nicki Minaj bars. The Lawrence Hive
Whatever.
was out of control. The the Lawrence Hive was completely ridiculous. That you know what happened? The Lawrence after the Lawrence Hive formed, then you start seeing memes of a bunch of black men being together and being like, "Oh, you know, black men on a Friday night going to Bible study." Like that is what the Lawrence Hive created. It started being all these black men don't cheat. We are
Oh,
wholesome,
Lord.
happy providers. Like I was just like, man.
It's a little
And the
cap in
messed up
there.
part is that Issa got dogged in that whole situation and just took it on the chin like the G she is.
Honestly, it's a lot of people that don't even like the way Insecure ended with her ending up with Lawrence still, even because he had the kid and
They
all the
out of their
little
damn
whatever
mind.
stuff.
Now I don't like the fact that Confluence ended up being in the situation as the baby mama, but I was very happy that she ended up with Lawrence.
Hmm.
That was like the episode where they got that is my favorite episode when they just went and spent the whole day together and all the things. I I'm about to watch that episode tonight. I love that episode. That episode makes me so freaking happy.
Yeah,
And it's a
I made a shirt based on that episode. It was so good.
so yes, I wanted her to
Yeah,
end up with Lawrence and canola oil couldn't do nothing about it to change my mind. No,
canola
no
oil.
cankeline hair. No.
Oh my God. So I'm excited about obviously Power Raising Kanan should be coming back out in 2025 and the last season was so good. That's my favorite Power by the way. That's my favorite because it's just giving me 90s nostalgia. The acting is top freaking tier. I mean just the yeah that show is probably the best out of the whole Power franchise. So kudos to them. Definitely looking forward to that.
My my favorite is still the OG Power.
I do like the OG. I'm more so
My
talking about of the
of the
current
spinoffs,
crop. Yes, it's
of the
definitely that
spinoffs,
one.
then yes. Although
'Cause
I enjoy all the spinoffs in some way or another. I enjoy
I do
Force.
too, but if as a it's like with Raising Canaan, I don't have these complaints. I don't have these little like, oh, they're doing this fake and this is it. that just feels way more authentic the way they do everything in that show. Like the dialogue, every movement, the people they're dealing with, it just feels more real. Power Force bothered me, being from
Because of the black
Chicago.
cocaine, I don't mind a black cocaine. Hell, I wasn't there. They might be sniffing black coke. Look.
I just being from Chicago, it was a lot of very Hollywood fakery put into what Chicago was supposed to be, and I was just kind of like, all
Yes,
right.
but if we just gonna keep it a thou wow, it is very few movies who captured Chicago in a very real and authentic way. Love Jones,
Mm-hmm.
Cooley High,
Mm-hmm.
Barbershop, the
Mm-hmm.
first one
The first one,
specifically.
the first one.
Um, them the three off the rip.
They
Um,
film scenes in barbershop next door to our old crib. So I saw Anthony, what was it, Anthony Anderson
Anderson. Hmm.
by the crib when he was not all slim and cool looking. He was fat then.
Eve. She was the scene where
Mm-hmm.
she went in dude crib. That was right next door to our house.
Mm-hmm.
Um, So yeah, those are the three that I could think of off the rip. What I say, I said Love Jones, Cooley High, and the
Mm-hmm.
first barbershop.
Mm-hmm.
Um, that yeah, it's rare that Chicago get the justice it deserves
Yeah, that's true.
from. They always get like, oh my God, it's more Hollywood. No, Chicago ain't nobody's Hollywood.
Mm-mm.
Okay. In fact, if they want to be a real G about it, then they need to have this last season of 14th to have Tommy somewhere eating a gyro cheeseburger or an Italian beef.
Yes, definitely. For him, especially Italian
To
beef
not
would
eat
be
any
very
of the
appropriate.
food, to not have any of the Chicago style food in the show is insane. Like, what are
Insane.
y'all doing?
Because
But
you
and
about
don't
to
have them
eat.
eat no punk ass deep dish pizza because the only people who eat that are tourists for real.
Mm-mm, no.
We like thin crust,
Mm-hmm.
and since he hangs around the niggers so much, then he gonna have to get it from the nigger places.
Italian Fiesta.
I wasn't gonna be the one to say it.
But I feel like
I'll
that
take
would
beggars.
give beggars or Italian Fiesta in the background of them eating some pizza, chopping it up would give that show about 1,000 points of Chicago credibility right there. Or if they really wanted to keep it jiggy, hit be and have a Harold's in the background or Uncle Remus when they doing some shit, especially because I feel like they be out west a
They
lot.
can have a Maxwell Polish for all I care. Put
That
a
would be
Maxwell
good
somewhere
too.
over there
But
because yeah, yeah.
we're dwelling too much on little details. But other
Moving on.
stuff, let me see what else is coming out this year. I'm excited about the new Superman movie. You know, that's me and your husband's jam. I was actually
That's
surprised that he agreed with me in terms of this trailer being good. I thought he was gonna be on the Henry Cavill comeback, you know, group, which I liked him, but they didn't pick him again, and what they doing looks like the comic book. I'm a big comic book guy, so I see what they're
oh,
doing. So I want to see it. I think it looks good. It's lighthearted. It's not all dark like the past, you know, three movies that Superman been in, either his own, the Justice League stuff, the Batman. It was just dark palette. It's like Superman is a bright, happy character. Like, and they're trying to make him be like Batman with superpowers. Like, it don't work. So
well, hubby likes to be contrary, just to be contrary. So it's nice when he has those moments where he's just nice and agreeable. But welcome to my world.
I know I was
Um,
surprised. I'm surprised.
um,
What else is coming out?
the seventh season and hopefully the last, if I'm being honest, of The Shy is coming out. Since we talked about Chicago for a split second.
Hmm.
Yeah, they coming on out. So we'll see what the gang is up to this go round because seeing as how Kevin's gone
Hmm.
and he was like the last of the Mohicans. I mean, Jake is still there and Papa's still there, but Papa
Hmm.
different now. And I mean, Jake out here with these hoes, so that was to be expected. But
Yeah.
Kevin, I miss. So
Yeah, he
yeah, so we'll
grounded the
see.
show. But hopefully, if it's the last season, he should be back in the last season. Because I don't know about you, but the actor that played him, I didn't see him in nothing else. It's not like he left the show to do another thing. And,
I
and
don't know. I don't know. I feel like I was gonna say I felt like I saw him in something, but there's a lot of actors in that like the newer up and coming actors that was like kid actors and stuff. There's a lot of them that are venturing into different things, and I don't think it was him. I think it was somebody who
mm,
looked like him.
I think
So
who you thinking of is probably the dude that's in Stranger Things that then grew up and he been getting hella work and they look
he
similar.
has been getting work. And then it's a couple of the dudes that was in When They See Us about the Central Park Five. They've been blowing
Mm.
up and doing some stuff. My boy who I haven't seen, and I don't know if he just decided to bow out because he was in it for like a decade. My boy from Blackish, the little boy, not Junior, but
Mm.
the other kid, the one who was the twin with Diane.
Yeah, I wonder
Jack, the
what's
one who
up with
played Jack.
her.
Oh, that nigga
Because
grown as hell. The
because
dude
the
grown.
because the girl that played the
Marseille
sister,
Martin. Yeah, Marseille Martin.
Lord, I wish I didn't see her just as a little girl because she is a real beautiful woman now. Good for her. Good for
And she
her.
is killing it. Shouts out to her.
And she's super
Um,
smart, be producer shit. She dope. Super dope.
yeah, so but
Um,
the one who played a twin brother, I haven't seen him in
he
much.
probably
And
chilling, man. He probably
he
went
right
to
because he I mean
school.
he was doing his thing for like a decade. So but like speaking of hubby, he wanted to see him in the Spider-Man that was the like the Miles Morales because he was like he would play
Um,
a really good Miles Morales, which
Actually, yeah, he had a look because he looked like he a mixed black and
uh-oh.
Latino person and all of that. So yes. So another thing I want to talk about before we move on to some other things for 2025, social media. And the main thing, obviously, Instagram is Instagram, and all these other apps they pretty much putting along the way they've been putting along. The thing that's on the agenda is obviously TikTok could possibly be banned in January to be start off the
Yes,
year, but
I don't think it
let's
is. I ain't gonna hold
right,
you.
because Don is now pro TikTok, and he was one of the main people talking shit against to really put it in the position that is in now. Because it took a while, but he was the one talking shit to
Mm-hmm.
get it to the point where they, about to ban it, and now he's, reneging now. He's the type that if somebody sent him a big enough check, then he gonna start talking different, or he obviously, I think it's from the standpoint that he probably wouldn't have won this election without TikTok. It was so much pro-Trump nonsense on there. And the thing about the TikTok community, I hate to say it, it's a lot easier to manipulate a lot of them younger people and all of that stuff. So he's seeing how he could keep using it probably to his advantage, or at least to the party's advantage. Because obviously, at this point, he's just this is his term. He can't come back. But I think he is really trying to be the catalyst for the Trumps pivoting into being a political family because his sons, son-in-law, all of them seem to have interest in the political space. But
I have nothing to add to that.
okay. But no, but as far as TikTok, it just makes too much money for people here. I feel like it would be so unpopular if that was banned, and anything that the Republicans was trying to do after the fact would be affected by the perception of all these people who lost livelihoods over a decision that was largely on their end.
Now I will say, for those who were making money off of TikTok, this was a wake up call to diversify your portfolio because
Mhm.
regardless, like whether you are using Instagram, TikTok, whether you are trading stock, whether you are like whether you're a real estate, investor, whatever, um, this just goes to show that our government can and will do whatever the hell they want
Mhm.
for whatever reason. And just like having a job is not ultra
Guaranteed,
secure,
right.
is not get nothing is guaranteed. So like if it's a situation where you have income in, I don't know, 4 or 5 different areas flowing in, then when one goes down, yeah, it sucks, but you can still maintain.
Mhm.
Regardless of how you making money, then we can't allow ourselves to be continue to be in a situation to where our livelihood is affected by the decision of others who
Yeah.
have no remorse for
Don't give
real.
a fuck. Don't care about us at all. They don't care about us, Michael
Shouts
Jackson.
out to Michael. Yes.
So let's see. That's all I really wanted to say about that, to be honest.
All right,
So
Forrest.
and that's all I want to say about that. But let's talk about the crystal ball of 2025. What are our oh actually no, it's not that. I'm gonna have to edit that out. No, let's talk about the society in 2025. What challenges us as millennials and Gen Z, which I feel like the older ones pretty much going through the same shit as we are. And then yeah, so let's start with that. 2025 is gonna be interesting. It's gonna be a lot of change. These people who wanted these Republicans in so bad is gonna see and remember why that ain't usually the best unless you're a rich person. That's why I don't understand how anybody who wasn't rich was gunning for these guys. Cause like I get
I'm
it.
not mad at people's aspirations.
Cause that's all it is. It's aspirational. It's like when I get well, you're not gonna get there in the next 4 years, so you really just shoot yourself in the foot. But whatever.
Well, we don't know where people gonna go in 4 years. We're putting
Some, some,
I'm
but
always saying some. I'm not saying all. Some a lot of these niggas ain't going nowhere but to the corner store and back home. But there's some who gonna pop out and show niggas. So I mean, hell, they probably not the ones that voted for old Don Don. But I mean, we'll see. My perspective, and some may see it as a little bleak, but I think niggas gonna keep on nigging. I feel that strongly. I think that from a societal standpoint, um, I think that the trash is gonna continue to be trash. I feel like the good, dope, upstanding people are gonna continue to be dope and upstanding and get doper. But like it's like I'm not gonna give a prediction that like oh man like 2025 we come alive. Like no, niggas is gonna be nigging 24/7. In fact, 25/8. They are never gonna stop. Um,
well, I mean, obviously you making light of it, but I think the catalyst to what you're saying is gonna be a lot of upheaval with jobs. It's gonna be a lot of, either you're gonna have to pivot or a lot of people gonna be out of work, man. AI taking people jobs, these robots is taking people jobs if you in a certain level, and it's just creeping up because the smarter these things get, the more higher up that it can take over jobs of the, what people had. Now I know a lot of these companies who create AI are talking about this universal um living way like stipend that people will start getting just for being alive basically, but how can it be value to that money if it's not coming from work? It's like that's how inflation happens and you paying $2,000 for a loaf of bread, so I don't know.
right. Yeah. Yeah,
So
for
that's
sure.
kind of the murky part of the AI and all of the stuff because we still in this space where they ain't took over everything yet, but it's coming, and that's
But
why
I mean,
I'm
like, but here's the thing, because it's a part of natural evolution. When we had the revolution,
right.
a
Shit
lot of
changed
folks lost
anyway.
their job, shit changed, and we figured it out and we adapted.
Hmm.
And I think that that's, as long as we are open to doing so in some magnitude with this, then I think that we're gonna be all right. It's gonna be a bumpy road. Shit gonna get very real,
Hmm.
but again, we'll figure it out.
Well, I
I
say
do believe
this
that
just
strongly.
for the people that's listening, as Coach Tamara said, it's gonna get real, but the level of realness and discomfort that you will feel in that shift is really up to you. Because one of my things is this: I'm a futurist, and when you introduce something that can make my life easier, even if certain aspects threaten things that I do. Because when AI first really started gaining traction, they came for artists. All they was showing was art generation this, art generation that. As an artist, I should be like, fuck AI, I hate it, it's stupid. No, they're obviously pivoting into this space, but I'm a creative person naturally. I can guide anything in a
For
creative way.
sure.
So I'm not gonna look at it as competition because you're not gonna compete with my soul.
And that's, I think that's my approach to it. Like, I don't take a ton of stock into it, and not from the standpoint that I don't understand the importance and what it's doing and all the things, but it was created by humans, which means that regardless of how smart it is,
A human
people
made it.
created it are still smarter. Are you one of
Yes,
the smarter people?
maybe not.
But you smart enough to maneuver and figure out
Right.
a way.
I
Like,
so
that's
my
just what it is.
exactly, and really just to expound on what you're saying, it's one of those things where I mean, if we're being real, this is the internet. This is like a new technology that's going to change everything. And if
Mm-hmm.
you are sleeping on it and not trying to figure out how to make it work for you in this is like 1993, 94, 95 of the internet. That's where we at with AI. Like we in the beginning stages, but shit moved way faster than it did in the 90s. So I implore everybody, if you do not know what ChatGPT is, if you do not know what Mid Journey is, all this stuff, you need to figure it out because these are the things that's going to be shaping the landscape of the next 5, 10, 15 years. I mean, or more. I mean, it's just gonna keep getting more advanced because I've been using it literally from it first coming out a year and a half ago to now. What it can do and how it articulates things is so freaking advanced. It's almost scary unless you try to harness it for yourself to make your own moves with it.
All right. Well,
Let's
there you have it.
see.
What else are we want to delve into before we skedaddle?
Okay, well, we could talk about well, actually, you know what? Let's talk about mental health because with all the different changes and advances in technology as humans, we have to adapt to that and accept these things, and it's hard to accept some of these things.
Well, is that, and you know what I'll say? I think, and because mental health has just been a bigger conversation over the last, I don't know, 5 to 7 years. But I think that companies are going to invest more into the mental health of their employees after the debacle with the CEO of United Healthcare and his
Hmm.
demise. Because we live in a space where companies just kind of do whatever the hell they want to people, and no one thinks that anyone is crazy enough to retaliate in such a way. And now we see someone doing that, and we see a whole bunch of people applauding it. So then it's like,
Mhm.
hold on now. Yeah, the little raggedy, little dirty tricks that y'all do, people don't like it. And while the vast majority of people who are supporting it wouldn't do it themselves, their support of it shows that they don't necessarily frown upon it.
No, I mean the fact that and a lot of a couple people pointed out like even this dude had been in jail. They was transporting her. He was clean shaven, faded up, all that stuff. That means that the prisoners was messing with him. Ain't nobody do nothing to that dude. They are get like you are a hero. You know how many people in that prison got people who then got screwed over by insurance companies like everybody else? Like this is not that's how crazy it is. You heading up something that messed over so many people that well human life was lost and not a tear is shed or any care. Like I feel bad for the
And it could
dude's
have been
family.
avoided. It could have been
It could have been
avoided.
avoided, yeah, but I feel bad for the dude family because I'm sure they like, dang, like our father, our husband, whatever died, and literally America is cheering it on. But that should show you how trash of that industry and how they treat people is.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
So that's just crazy.
So yeah,
Um,
we'll see.
but
But people keep on taking y'all ass to therapy. That's all I'll say in
hmm,
2025, and I'll be seeing
man,
my therapist as well. So yeah,
mhm.
yes, indeed.
Yeah, I think I might have to take that advice finally
Yeah,
and
go
see
ahead.
what it is.
Go ahead.
But I want to end with a segment I want to call glow ups or no ups.
Mm, mm, mm.
So what um what things do you think for this year like are gonna be some big shifts as far as like just culturally, fashion, music, whatever, just whatever pop in your head. What do you think?
Um, I think that just given the natural just cycle of life that I think that a lot of, and I feel like it's already on its way out the door, a lot of foo-foo things that we've been seeing are just kind of
Mm,
dealt like kind of fading out. Like I just found out my skinny jeans ain't popping like they once was popping. And I heard that a lot of guys skinny jeans ain't popping too.
yeah,
So
that's over. Yeah, skinny jeans, they kind of like working in fashion, I know that shit been a wrap for a minute. Like I've already started not that I was a big skinny jeans person. I definitely started wearing more fitted jeans during
mhm.
that era. But yeah, straight leg, that's pretty
Yeah,
much
like that's coming
that's
back.
that well,
And
straight legs never went nowhere. It's just
right, but I'm saying it's
baggier. Baggier is like if we talking glow up or no up, baggy is the glow up, the no up is skinny jeans, like for sure. That's like over with. Like I literally just saw one of the homies birthday party posts and the jeans he had on, I was like, you think you're being young right now, but you're really showing
mm-mm-mm.
how old you are.
But we
Because this
appreciate
is
that because it used to be a lot of fat dudes in skinny jeans with big tight shirts and they look crazy and no one applauded it, but because it was the thing, they just did it. So since that's not the thing, then hopefully they'll stop doing it. And
that's already stopping. They was the first people to stop. They couldn't wait to stop.
hopefully we'll see less and less of these men getting their fingernails painted. But that's just me. Maybe that's just something I don't want to see no more.
I feel like that ain't going nowhere. Although I, f- if we are talking glow up or no up, I feel like in 2025, especially just the energy I've been seeing from women, masculine, manly men are definitely gonna glow up in 2025, and the no ups is definitely gonna be the nail polish people because unless you are on a certain team, that shit look dumb. Because I will
Yeah.
accept my gay homies doing that. That's y'all
Oh yeah, for
lane.
sure. I'm fine with that.
All for that. That's good. But these straight dudes with the nail polish, I know I'm probably gonna get some backlash for being, you know, rigid in that regard, but I just don't see the purpose of it. But unless your style is like this is the weird thing. It used to be alternative rocker type of vibe, and even if you was like a minority and that was your vibe, I kind of like let you live because that's your thing. But it's been infiltrating hip hop, and that's odd to me because like Drake be wearing nail polish, and he definitely got to stop. You see, he cut his hair off because
Love that.
Kendrick gonna be on his
Thank you,
ass.
Kendrick. Thank you, Kendrick. If I had
Like,
to get my 2010 Drake back because of that, then hey, sometimes you gotta take one for the team.
yeah,
Thank you. Because of pigtails, no.
that wasn't
And,
it.
and and maybe we can even get him to stop making these duck lips in his pictures because that's got to go as well.
I think he's
Like
gonna stop because at this point he can't barely breathe without somebody having something to say. So
that nigga is giving regime smooches. That's what he's giving with that. So every time I see it, like he's telling us smooches, it's giving regime. So
mm.
hopefully we can get that up out the paint. So yeah, that's what I have as it pertains to that. I have one more that I'm just throw out there,
Mhm.
not necessarily a glow up or a no up, but I'm predicting in 2025, Creed is gonna wipe somebody up. Not necessarily at the altar, but like he gonna be like out them streets. Like he's gonna be on the Joe tip. Don't want to be a player no more.
Hmm.
Which I feel like you don't want to be. But
I haven't wanted to be a player in a long time, but
well,
the
you ain't
the
gonna be.
the
That's what I'm
streets
predicting.
have dictated what has been going on with me. But
I am predicting that you will not be for the streets in 2025.
okay, well, I will take it because I would like to not be in the streets. That's not a fun place to be. So,
Yeah, we're gonna get some double dates popping
yeah,
this
that
this
would
year
be
coming up.
fun. That would be fun. I'm
It's
looking
not
forward
awkward and
to it.
weird. Yes.
No, no. I mean, it ain't never gonna be awkward weird with us, especially whoever I choose. She definitely got to fit into the
The
collective,
crew.
the crew. But yeah, I accept that. I accept that. And for you, I predict that Coach Tamara is going to kill it in the market and do very well, and you know, have some investments in property and all types of dope shit popping in 2025. That's what I predict for
I
you.
received every last bit of that, and you notice this nigga ain't say I was having no kids. Stop putting that on me. Y'all miserable asses ain't got no babysitter all the damn time. Stop that. No,
Oh
we
my
taking
God.
trips.
I can't.
We going places.
Catching flights and not feelings. Or maybe for you both, but for
And we sipping
me,
our red wine in the process.
mhm. Well, on that note, I am Creed of Exit Studios, Architects of Mars.com, and my co-host is.
Coach, Emerson.
See y'all in 2025, my friends.